Hi, Vincent.
Hi, Dolores.
Buenas tardes, señor.
Buenas tardes, amigo.
You seem to have found a home here.
Oh, they're wonderful people.
It's a beautiful boat, Vincent. I can see why you're very proud of it.
It's almost paid for, too.
Then you must be very happy here.
You could say that. Vincent?
Who was that?
Perez's bodyguard and some of his friends.
Perez, the ex-dictator?
Mm-hmm. He lives on a small private island.
You ever seen it?
A couple times. We deliver supplies to him.
Is he really as bad as everyone says he is?
I don't know. He's not the friendly type. Helen.
I better find Joe.
Mom, I'm going down to the fish pool, okay?
All right. But be careful now.
Come on, honey. This afternoon's for us.
Or die trying. Come on.
No more.
Idelda. Why did you call the boat the Idelda?
Well, that was her name when I bought her. I was thinking of changing it to the Tranquility, but I never got around to it.
I like that. Sounds like San Miguel.
Yeah. Back home, I probably would have called it the Rat Race.
Is that really how you feel about home?
Oh, I don't mean you and Joe. Just that whole New York advertising scene.
We were part of it.
Said I didn't mean you and Joe.
Who did you mean? My father or friends?
Your friends, not my friends. That whole cooked-up world that you and your father manufactured for me to live in. The only thing I did for myself was to get up in the morning.
The only thing that my father did to you was to give you a good job and a partnership in a business that he had spent his whole life building. And you took it.
Yeah. Well, I've given it back. Spending my life doing something I hated, peddling soap and cigarettes.
Being a fisherman in San Miguel, oh, that's much better.
Well, it beats charity anyway.
My father never meant it as charity. He needed you.
Well, I didn't need him. Look, all I wanted was for you to come down here with Joe where you belong.
On your terms.
All right, on my terms. Now, is it a crime for a man not to want to take from his wife's family?
It's a worse crime for a man to take from his own daughter. And every day that you stay down here, you're stealing from Joe. She deserves a decent home and a father, and she's not getting either from you.
All right. I can't give her the biggest home on the island yet. But this business is growing. It'll come with time.
Time? How much time do you want? She's 9 years old.
Look, there's such a thing as a wife waiting for her husband's business to grow. There's even such a thing as maybe helping him. But you wouldn't know about that. Because it doesn't have anything to do with cocktail parties, playing bridge, or Madison Avenue.
Good morning. Mind if I join you?
Of course not. Two's company.
You and your husband been here long?
I just came down a few days ago. Vincent's been here about a year.
Are you planning to stay?
Yes.
You've been here before? I'm sorry, I seem to be asking so many questions.
Oh, that's all right. I know it sounds strange. Vincent and I have been separated.
Oh. But now you're separated no longer.
No longer.
Good, I'm glad. Helen, tomorrow let's you and I spend the day together. Maybe we can go to a restaurant in Old San Juan and see the town.
Oh, that sounds marvelous. I'd love it, really. Oh, really is impressive.
I've always found it so.
Have you brought Billy here?
I'm afraid he's had very little time for sightseeing.
Well, after all that hiking, I think I'm ready for a little refreshment.
Let's have lunch at El Convento.
Right.
It's all right, Helen. I know them.
Now, you sit in the back with her.
What is this, Anita? What's going on?
Turn the radio on, Salas.
As if by magic, I saw it from the mountain. It's now my fear Atlantis can be seen by mortal eyes.
Uranus has abandoned us. That explains his anger. Listen to the thunder over on the great mountain. We must sacrifice to Proteus.
Wait! Proteus does not need human victims any longer.
You dare enter here? Who are you?
Hercules of Thebes. My father, the omnipotent Zeus, has guided me here to your land.
Let him alone. No mortal has ever dared set foot on the sacred island of Atlantis before. What are you doing here? What foolhardy reason has led you to defy the ire of our God?
I do not believe in evil gods. Such gods I have been taught to hate. I combat gods which demand human sacrifices and slake their thirst with human blood. For this reason I have slain Proteus and saved the life of a maiden who was sacrificed to his monstrous fury.
You lie.
I'm here, Mother. Forgive me.
Why this silence? Your daughter is alive, and yet there is no joy in your eyes.
You have committed the most terrible of sacrileges. You have killed the son of Uranus, Proteus, and at his death the mists which had protected Atlantis for centuries were dissolved.
What is Atlantis to hide which mortal man must not behold? For what reason have you come here to Atlantis? Hercules of Thebes? I have brought Ismene back to her mother. And if the gods were as angry as you say, they never would have allowed me to come this far, nor helped me to destroy Proteus.
Perhaps you are right and we are wrong.
But
if we have committed errors, we must remedy them and give our thanks to him who has opened our eyes. Come, my daughter. I am happy you have returned. I can only ask your forgiveness and render my thanks to him who has saved you.
it is not me you should thank, but the fate which has brought me here in search of a friend.
Fate must have been more concerned for the well-being of Ismene than for the well-being of your friend, sending you here to our shores. No mortal has ever landed here before. You are the first.
My friend Androcles vanished at sea during a storm. I'm convinced he's alive, but he's in danger.
Were he here, I would not hesitate to tell you. I would go to any lengths to help him out of gratitude to you for having saved the life of my daughter. But now we must celebrate your victory over Proteus. May it signify good fortune for our land. You shall be my guest. You have only to ask for anything you wish, and it shall be given to you.
Oh, Mother. It seems as if I've awakened from a nightmare. I can't bear to think of the terrible end I was destined for. You're more beautiful than ever. And I love you more than ever.
I well understand your feelings, but But if Hercules had not saved you as he did, your fate would have been far less terrible.
But what are you saying? Far less terrible.
When I offered you as a sacrifice to Proteus, it was not for the reason that you think. Not to satisfy the lust of that accursed monster. There was no need to sacrifice the daughter of a queen. You are the daughter of Antinea. You are my daughter. If you had to die, it was for a far more noble and fatal reason than that.
What reason?
Your destiny is bound to mine, Ismene, just as mine is bound to my kingdom. I never told you the truth before because death and truth have the same meaning for me. Unfortunately, nothing has changed. On the day that a daughter of mine shall survive me, it is written in the sacred books, Atlantis shall be destroyed.
Mother, then
You must